What's up, everyone? Back for another beer review, and today I will be reviewing yet another beer from the Tree House Brewing Company, and they're out of Charlton, Massachusetts, and this is their JJJuiceee Project, the Citra and Strata variant. So they're calling this one an American Double IPA that comes in at 8.7% alcohol by volume. No IBUs listed in time of review. This can is approximately 7 weeks old. So good news for you guys out there that watch the channel. This is the last hop forward Tree House beer that I'll be reviewing. And the reason why I say good news is because I know a lot of people can't get Tree House. I'm one of them. And, you know, a lot of times when I do a haul from a brewery or something, I'm usually posting a couple of reviews per week. And yeah, you'll see a lot of these reviews throughout October and November. But this is the last hop forward beer that I had in my fridge. And did I save the best for last? I don't know. I kind of drank them in order of like freshness to some degree. And this was one of the more fresh beers. And now it's 7 weeks old. Here's the thing. I picked up all these beers in late August. Didn't start drinking them until like mid to late September. So most of them were between like it was like 3.5 to 6 weeks old. This one being the oldest. But the one thing I can say is that most of these hop forward Tree House offerings have held up quite well at the 6 week mark. So this is the 7 week mark. We'll see. Now, I've never had anything in their Juice Project series or this series. Citra and Strata sounds like a great combo. They have a little spiel here that I'll read maybe after the review. Not going to read it now. Let's just crack it open and get into the glass. So, hashtag proper glassware, as always with Tree House. Oh, this is coming out. Hang on. It's a little bit of an explosion. Let's get this into the glass then. Like I said, I don't know if I saved the best for last. This definitely has a lot. There's been a couple beers from Tree House that the carbonation seems to be kind of crazy. This is one of them. I mean, I poured that, not super aggressive. It was coming right out of the can. And yeah, so not sure what's up with that. The one thing I know is all these beers were handled properly because I picked them up. I went to the brewery, they were cold. Went to a cooler, it was cold. Went into a fridge, cold. Back into my cooler, cold. Right into my fridge at home, cold. So it no fluctuation, if so, like a couple degrees with the temperature. So I just think a couple of these beers were a little bit overcarbonated. So 3 from them definitely was this beer, and then there was one other one. Anyway, yeah, that has so a lot of the Tree House beers pour out like this, like darker, almost guava juice-esque type of look. This has like that dull, murky, milky type of look to it. Yeah, it's like this yellow, slight orange, just milky body. Has about a 3 finger of this. I mean, the head just looks like cream. I mean, it's not going anywhere. It's not dissipating. It's sticking around, and that's one thing with Tree House beers. Their heads stick around for a while. So that looks nice, albeit the head being a little bit crazy because of the carbonation. Let's get a nose. Oh, my. 7 fucking weeks old. And this smells amazing. Like, just you will see this around maybe the same time. At this point, a couple days ago, I did their the Tox Brewing Company's Fugu, and that beer was 2.5 months old, so around 10 weeks old, and that still held up amazingly well. This, just from the nose, this smells like it's going to be fucking awesome and not malt forward and nothing, and it's almost 2 months old. Fucking smells awesome. There is an amazing amount of melon. There's pineapple. What is that? Almost like a candied berry type of thing. Peach and apricot, huge, big, like there's so much shit going on in this nose. There's orange, there's tangerine, there's sweeter, juicy citrus tones, ruby red grapefruit. Holy fuck. It smells so good. So the best beer I've had from them from their hop forward offerings, King Creamsicle. You'll see that review before this. That was 1 per person, and it was King Julius H on vanilla beans, and I gave it a 5 out of 5 because it's fucking top tier beer. This might have the best aroma that's not that beer from Tree House. Maybe very green in this realm, but the nose on this is fucking immaculate. And I'm also getting, and I don't, in the reviews that I don't get it, I don't mention it. And in the reviews that I do get it, I mention it, is the bubblegum yeast, like juicy fruit kind of profile. I'm getting that here, so it has like a... it has like a fruited kind of bubblegum kind of aroma to it. I don't know, like I've had juicy fruit before, Wrigley's juicy fruit, but I don't know if they've ever made like fruited variations of that gum, but that's what this would be for sure. A little bit of like a slight vanilla, almost crackery kind of malt sensation, almost doughy, like almost not pastry, but like sweeter. A little bit of passion fruit. This is fucking awesome. That candied red berry is like creeping up closer and closer as I smell it. this smells fucking awesome. I want to get this one. Cheers, everybody. And thanks for bearing with me with all these Treehouse reviews. I do appreciate it. That's dynamite. That's a dynamite fucking beer. And that finish is fucking awesome. That finish is exactly what I was talking about in the nose. A fruited Wrigley's juicy fruit gum character on your palate in beer form. That's what it is. Body in this one's like medium, a little bit over medium at 8.7. Probably a little thin because it's almost approaching 9%. But I've mentioned this before in a lot of old reviews. I haven't mentioned, I don't think, since I brought the channel back. But I'm okay with like 8.5 to say 10% beers, whether you call them double IPAs or triple IPAs or whatever. I'm fine with them having like a medium body. Hop forward beers that are super like thick and viscous and chewy, I'm not a huge fan of. I'd rather drink something that's more in like the 7 to 8% range from a body standpoint. And that's what this is. The mouthfeel is just basically Treehouse personified. It's soft, it's smooth, it has the creaminess, but it's so soft and gentle on the palate, even though it has carbonation, that if you've never had a Treehouse beer, like, I hope you could get your hands on some at some point just to experience the mouthfeel, because most of these beers are top tier mouthfeels for hop forward beers. The taste, though, it's awesome. It's maybe not as vibrant and boisterous as it was in the nose, but there's certain aspects of the nose that has carried over. Right at the forefront, that sweet pineapple. And there's a lot of like sweet, like crushed pineapple. There's a decent amount of like freshly squeezed citrus juice, like a ruby red grapefruit, a tangerine juice. As it passes through the palate, mid-palate, I'm hit with this candied berry that carries on through the back of the palate, and then the bubblegum like yeastiness is riding underneath it, and then underneath that is this like slightly doughy, bready kind of malt component. So the finish is, like I said, a fruited Wrigley's juicy fruit gum. That's what I'm getting on the finish, and it's great. It has just a kiss of bitterness on the back of the palate, a semi-dry finish. This still leans sweeter throughout the palate, so one of the more sweet beers from Treehouse, from their hop forward offerings. So many of them have that balance where there's either a mild to moderate bitterness, a mild to moderate dryness, or a combination of both. This one really doesn't have much of either. If anything, like I said, closer to like a semi-dry finish, but it leans sweeter. This is like a bowl of tropical fruit goodness, but in 8.7% double IPA form. That's what it is. This is a really tasty beer. So when I was talking about like the nose with Very Green, this is not as good as I had with Very Green. But this is one of the better, I like this, I think, better than King Julius. I like this better than Very Hazy, or like probably in that wheelhouse. This might be the second best hop forward beer I've had from the haul. I think number one was Very Green. We're not going to count King Creamsicle because that beer, again, had vanilla beans and whatnot. But this is up there as like one of the better hop forward beers I've had from Treehouse from this haul. Oh, geez, I almost just duffed that. We're going to leave that in. No cutting here. I'm a mess right now. I don't know what I was gonna do. I'd like to talk with my hands a lot, and I was just gonna fucking spill the beer everywhere. But anyway, don't get it twisted, don't get it wrong. Treehouse knows what they're doing. And of this haul, I probably had like a half dozen of their hop forward offerings, and only really 2 of them got under a 4, and the rest got way above a 4. So the JJJuiceee Project Citra and Strata version, I'm gonna give this high 4.5, I'm going to go 4.6 out of 5. That's what it deserves. It's fucking great beer. Oh yeah, 8.7%, no fucking way. Like even the body and mouthfeel doesn't scream 8.7. I say that a lot, and I realize that like when I edit videos and stuff, I'll be like, the only reason I know this is a double IPA is because of the body and mouthfeel. With this one, I don't. Like maybe the flavors, but even so, like if you told me, hey, this is a 7%, IPA, I'd be like, oh sure, it's almost 9%. You don't get any alcohol. Yeah, it's just fucking dynamite beer. So let's do story time real quick, make this review longer and more necessary than it already is. It says, with each passing day, the fucking background in the thing, as hands-on brewers, we learn and we progress with our knowledge of raw materials and process and how it influences the outcome of the finished beer. To that end, JJJuiceee Project Citra plus Strata represents another leap in individuality, hop character, juiciness, and drinkability. And then they have one last paragraph, so saturate to the absolute max with hops we have spent years working to understand and attain. This beer is a joyful explosion of flavor. Share it and enjoy it. All the best to you. Well, all the best to you, Treehouse. And also they listed the name again, but instead of saying it again, I just said this beer because that's one thing I'll say about Treehouse. I hate when they add the 3 letters at the beginning and then the 3 letters at the end. They do it with juice. They do it with Julius. They've done it with hazy. I just hate saying it, but whatever. Anyway, let me pour the rest in here and we'll just talk about price and availability. So price point on this one was $20 or $21 a 4-pack. I got it in a mixed case for, it was about $5 a can. So it was a little bit less expensive than if you would have bought the 4-pack by, 25 cents. But that's a great deal. I would say it's a great deal, but $21 a 4-pack for this, it's fine. Availability, Treehouse, they have 3 or 4 locations in Massachusetts. They have one in Connecticut. If you're ever in the area, pick up their stuff. And yeah, that's it. So we'll do one more sip. We'll close it out. Yeah, it's just as delicious as it was, 2 minutes ago. So if you've had this before or you had any beers within this series or even just the regular Juice Project series, let me know what you think about it. I don't want to say I saved the best for last because that would just be lying. But at 7, like I cannot stress, 7 weeks old, almost 2 months old, this beer drinks like it's fucking, 7 days old or like a couple weeks old. Like it's that vibrant, that juicy, that impactful of both an aroma and a taste standpoint, all that tropical fruit goodness. It's fucking really good. So also, as I'm sitting here talking, I do have like this underlying like herbaceousness mixing in with like an earthiness. So just wanted to point that out just because I really didn't talk about that in the actual review because I wasn't getting it until right now. But yeah, really fucking just top tier delicious beer, 4.6 out of 5 for this beer. Appreciate everybody stopping by for another beer review here on the Beer Patrol. No more Treehouse. I guess I'll have to review some Shelfies. We'll see. Anyway, to the next one. Cheers.